participate in the meeting. Item number 3 on the agenda is approval of the August meeting minutes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes from the August meeting.
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion? Seeing none, those in favor of the minutes for the August meeting?
Aye.
3-0. Town manager's report on community senior project.
Make a motion to approve from the August.
Thank you. Update on the community center, as far as relating to the steel. They're doing it in sequences, 3 sequences. They completed one about a week ago. They just completed sequence number 2, and they're currently starting on sequence number 3. The under slab utilities are near completion. The final perimeter footings and foundation walls have been poured. Backfill in that area is underway. They're working on fiber optic wiring this week. And as of now, the gymnasium has been turned over to PAC, the general contractor. And then the contractor will be making new barriers for the construction areas in the town hall end of near the old community center entrance, probably starting on tomorrow. And then next week, they're going to start up again on the interior demolition work. And last, it's still tentatively set to have the beam signing ceremony on October 16th, 2 weeks from Friday. And the general contractor will confirm that date by the end of the week. And that's it for the senior center construction.
John, was there a time associated with the beam signing?
Not yet.
Okay.
That would be just putting the beam in place, right? It's already signed.
Well, you could have last minute signers, and then eventually the beam will go up into place. You can have a ceremony with, some people saying some words about it and so on, and then the beam will go up.
And John, I guess the only question I have on the construction time frame, at what point does the contractor anticipate having the building weather tight so they could continue with the project over the winter months?
I don't know that time yet. I can check with them. And again, they're focusing on getting the construction. So hopefully I'll have a better date Monday night.
Okay.
At the council meeting.
Any other questions for John on this project?
You covered it.
Fantastic. All right, senior center staff update.
Okay. Well, we're gearing up now for open enrollment for Medicare. It's October 15th through December 7th. The Medicare plans change each year, so seniors should review any notices that they may get from their plan, because changes for the following year. Changes, what they want to look for can be the costs, the coverage, and providers and pharmacies are in their network. So they can always contact me because I help them go through the on Medicare.gov, and we can sit down and talk one-on-one. Knowing October is breast cancer awareness. And so for the month of October, we'll be asking for donations of brand new scarves and hats to deliver to local chemo centers. We're asking that if you do donate, make sure that it's a bright scarf or hat, and you can drop off the donations at the senior center located in the town hall, the nurse's office, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4:30. And the deadline to receive the donations is Wednesday, October 28th. Also, the Central Health District is doing drive-through flu clinics. Rock Hill will be on Wednesday, October 28th, 2 to 6 p.m. and Thursday, October 29th, 9 a.m. to 1 at the Elmridge Park. So our Zoom exercise programs have started this week, so it's too early to say if they're having any issues. I've talked with the instructors and so far so good, knock on wood. And another thing is that the Central Connecticut State University reached out to Missy and I. They're starting to have virtual classes, speaking series for our seniors, for all seniors in the state, and it's free of charge. It will be in this month's October newsletter. Also, Stories from the Attic, we're going to bring that back Thursday, October 22nd, 11 to 12, and that's an hour filled with research, knowledge to learn about treasures that can be uncovered at tag, garage, and estate sales. And we've decided, Missy, Nicole, Lori, myself, Charlene, since the year we've had a Halloween event at the senior center. Because of the construction and COVID-19, we have come up with a drive-through trick-or-treating for the seniors on Friday, October 30th, from 1 to 3 p.m. Minibus service will be available, and there is pre-registration is required so we can get a rough idea of how many seniors will drive through. And we'll also, with the survey, when you come, you can drop it off, and then we're going to have in 5 of the bags, we don't know what bags, there will be a ticket, and you'll win a prize, a gift, a little gift basket. So they can call the senior center to register. It's free, 860-258-2786. Just a few more things. The Energy Assistant Program has started up, and you can call Nicole, or I'm sorry, not Nicole, the Community Renewal Team, and that's 860-560-5800 to set up an appointment to help with any of their energy, heat, electricity, whatever their primary source. Also, we're going to be gearing up for the Holiday Family Program, and that coordinates holiday programs for Rocky Hill families that need help with the upcoming holiday season. We can assist with food, gift cards, and gifts for children 12 and under. And if the family is in need this holiday season, please call Human Services at 860-258-2799. And also the Holiday Meal Program. That's where you can get a nice fresh meal delivered on Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve to anyone that might be alone during the holiday season. There are no limits on the program, except we want every resident to enjoy a nice meal on the holidays. You can reach out again to Human Services at 860-258-2799. And just one last thing I would like to say, just a little thought. We are all bound to address a wide spectrum of likes and dislikes when we put forth programming supported by taxpayers, and we try to offer what we believe will be well received by the greatest number of seniors. I'm sorry. So it reminds me of a quote, the wise words of Teddy Roosevelt. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust, sweat, and blood, who strives violent, and who errs, who comes short again and again. Because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasm, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end of the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. Thanks. And if you have any questions about the programs or anything, just reach out. Thank you.
Questions for Denise?
On the central classes, what are those? What are the classes? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, the central, you can reach out to, let me get the website, because there's a variety every week in the month of October. So if you can just hold on while I get the.
Denise, could I just ask, I think this may help. You gave us a whole bunch of great information. Could you email that to the three of us with all of the different events? Because we're all
Oh,
scattering,
sure.
taking notes, and you gave us a ton of programs. And
Oh, sure.
I think that may answer the question of where the, more
Yeah.
information on the website.
It's in October's newsletter. So
Okay,
once we discuss about the survey, because then it will go to print.
Right,
Right,
but
so
our
it's gonna be-
council
I'll
I'll get
meetings,
everything to you.
okay.
our council meetings Monday night, so if we can include that as our
Oh,
committee report,
definitely.
that would be very helpful. Not to cut you off, Mimi, I apologize.
No, that's fine. If it's in the newsletter and that makes sense. So I think we're good if we get it. That'll
Sure.
save time. Thank you.
Denise, the only question I guess I had, you mentioned the flu clinics, but
Yes.
those are open to all residents of Rocky Hill, not just the senior community.
Correct.
Okay.
And there are 3 other towns too, and it's also in the newsletter if no one wants to wait, because Rocky Hill is the last to get the food shots.
Okay,
And it's in the newsletter. And I think the first one, who gets the lucky shots? I'm sorry. I'm going through my papers. I had them.
As are the holiday meal programs, Ellen. They're for anybody. They're not age specific, so they tend to be geared at our senior population. We wanted them to know that because a lot of them tend to be single and with nowhere to go. But the holiday meal programs or any upcoming holiday or energy needs, it's all lumped in with human services. But most of these programs, unless they're senior specific, are open to anybody here in town and any resident in need. So if there's a question about that, just give us a call.
okay. And Melissa, along those lines, it was my last question on it. Residents that are looking to contribute, make a donation to some of these programs,
Yep.
could you just include or give it to us now and also include that? Because we do get a lot of people that would like to make contributions, especially around the holiday season.
Sure, absolutely. So ongoing with COVID, we are continuing to ask primarily for either gift cards or monetary donations. So anything in town. Aldi's is a really good one because they tend to be, your money goes a little bit farther. So a lot of our residents who utilize those like those, but Big Y, Stop and Shop, Walmart, anything. Walmart's a popular one for diapers or other paper products or laundry soap or things. So any of those gift cards are really very much appreciated. Donations can be made to the town of Rocky Hill. You can just write Human Services or Food Pantry in the memo, and it can be sent to 699 Old Main Street or 761 Old Main Street. Either way, it will get to us. The town hall sends it over to us, but it gets deposited and utilized for specific needs. And we were asked this question a couple of times recently. So for those who are interested in contributing, we do have a system. So everybody knows we're not putting anybody through the ringer, but we're not just arbitrarily throwing donations out there. So if you do make a donation, please know that our department is asking for, if somebody comes to us for help, we are sitting down and doing basic case management to make sure, for a plethora of reasons, mostly to make sure that they're utilizing all the programs they can and helping people with stretching their dollar and getting back on track. It's not, we do our very best to make sure that nobody is being taken advantage of. So I was asked that specifically, and I just want to clarify that we do verify that they live here in town and, that they have children or are in need. So that information is verified.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Any other
I
questions?
think, Missy, you got a nice donation from the Classic Car Club Legends.
Almost $3,000 this year. I think it's their highest donation. Yeah, I think it was 2,900, right, John, at the end?
2,800, and then somebody that won the 50-50 raffle turned back either 100 or 150. So like you said, just under, just shy of 3,000. Typically,
it's between 1,500 and 2,000. So that was huge this year. We are still purchasing groceries for pre-packed bags. So it was awesome. They did an amazing job, but they do every year for us. So huge shout out.
It was their only show this year.
Really? I thought
because of COVID.
Because of COVID, yeah. But it was really a good time. They did a great job, and we appreciate it. It's a big one for us.
Great update.
Denise, when's the senior trick or treat?
October 30th, Friday, from
Thank you.
1 to 3 in front of Human Services, because it's got the driveway. It's easy to come in and out.
They
It doesn't snow.
We have pre-packed bags too for anybody concerned. So we will have masks on. We'll be outside, and they're pre-packed bags with all kinds of goodies. We'll have gloves. So we've taken all precautions. Nobody has to get out of their vehicle or interact in any way, shape, or form. We just want you to come by and have a little holiday fun with everything going on.
And Nicole was nice, ordered us face mask Halloween. So.
You guys need any help with that, or think you have it under control?
Well, we might, but we will. Are you volunteering?
Yes, I am.
Oh, awesome. I appreciate it. Well, so far we've ordered all the supplies. We got a plan. There's a couple things still up in the air for raffle prizes, because we really want to incorporate with the survey and make that a good time and really motivate people to come at least drive by and participate and get a smile on their face, because you're never too old for a little peanut butter cup. I'm just saying. So anyway,
Well, let me know.
we might take you up on that, though. I mean, if we have a really good response, we may have to extend the hours a little bit, and maybe we can do it in shifts and or stuffing bags. We'll have to see, because we haven't quite gotten any RSVPs yet. We're just throwing it out there, but you'll be the first one we call if we need some help, and we might, because the drivers, we are offering the minibus too for anybody who doesn't drive or not comfortable driving. So if we come through with buses, we might be able to utilize somebody that can help, pass out a large amount at one time. But we'll go from there and see. Thank you, though. I appreciate the offer. That's helpful.
You're welcome.
Okay. Anything else on the senior center update? No.
That's it.
All right. Thank you. Very good update. I'm going to make the assumption that the senior task force may not have met due to COVID.
You can assume correctly.
Okay. I didn't know if they're trying to do a Zoom meeting or anything else.
No.
Okay. New business items, discussion and possible action on new survey to be included in the pivotal.
John, if you could put that 2-page survey up on the screen, please. Thank you.
John, which one are we using? The first one in the packet, the second one you sent, or the last one you sent of the day?
The last one of the day, number 3.
Got it.
It's Mimi did a condensed version to get it onto 2 pages.
And it worked on my Chromebook, but it didn't, when I sent it to my phone, it kind of got a little bit off. So that just takes a little, the little lines at the bottom of the first page. So that should work out. But basically, this is what we had talked about on the 9/17. And I get that it was too long and wordy, so I cut pretty much to what you had for the intro. And I just single spaced it because mine was double spaced. And so I was able to get it on 2 sheets, because the one that you sent around had 1 sheet and then the second sheet was the want ad. So I put the intergenerational on the second sheet and the special talents. If you want to do it with the want ad, I'm fine with that too. But
Okay. So I just want to clarify for everybody. I think that looks great and I appreciate that. I think a little bit of discussion, and I'm going to let Denise, because she's done this for years, maybe clarify even further. The issue we ran into, which is why we even tweaked it from what we had talked about and tried to condense it, is that in order for it to go in the pivotal prints free for us because of their advertisements in the pivotal. They only have a limited amount of advertisements. So that dictates how much space we have to put in and how much they're willing to print. So at this point, we only have 1 page they're telling us to put in there. So we were trying, the reason we had done that on the second page was that it could be an attachment or a form for people too. So I like the changes. I don't disagree with that. I just wanted you to know there was a rhyme or reason for that, because when we had it on 4 pages, we were specifically within the confines if we want it printed. Now, we might be able to discuss or putting a disclaimer or a note that says, please see longer version online or other options, but we cannot print those full 2 pages.
Well, the whole 2 pages or the 4 pages? You kind of faded out there.
The 2 pages, Denise, correct me if I'm wrong, but the pivotal is
The
limited.
thing is, this, with the pivotal, I'm allowed 11 pages. And then the 12th page is for the advertisers. They pay for the printing for us. Now, because it's so late, I can't get this. I mean, we can do the 2 page, but only for the month of October. And then we'd have to go outside and print. Or, you know, like I got a quote and it would cost us about, it depending how many copies we want of the whole newsletter with the 2 page, but it could only be for this month. And then for, if you want it in November, it's got to go to 1 page.
I thought we had said that we were going to do the cutoff the last of October, so we were going to do it in
Okay,
October.
all right, so then we can do the 2 page, but it's going to cost us because we're going to have to, LPI can't do this and get it to me by, you know, the 30th, which is tomorrow. So I went and went to Minutemen and they quoted from $1,200 for 500 to 1,000 for 2,200.
So what would happen if we did just the page with the 8 the first page of this thing? Do
Well,
that
this is,
and then do the second.
this is for the, like, this was for like the 2 pages. Okay.
No, but she's saying I think what Mimi is saying, Denise, is what if we just did page 1 in this month and not the second page?
And then do the page 2 in the second month, because it's not like we have to do this tomorrow. We started early just so we would have time to go through. So why don't we do it that way? Do 1 month and then do the second month, do the second page. Because it's
Okay. I mean, yeah, I see why we couldn't.
So Denise, we can't take something out so that we could put the second page in,
Well,
so
right
that they
now,
would have
this
the
month,
advertisement available, they can still do the advertising?
no, this month we can't go to LPI that does our free printing.
Okay.
So this month we can put the 2 pages in, but the printing will be with a company that they will charge us to do this.
But that's why I'm suggesting if we do 1 page, I mean, I'm okay with splitting it up into 2 parts, one month.
But it's still gonna cost us for this month to have it printed outside.
Is it gonna
So,
Same
you know,
amount?
unless,
So you can't get the one page in the pivotal for this month.
no, I can't, LPI cannot get me everything to me back by tomorrow.
When would they have it back by if we asked them to put this one page in the pivotal?
I probably would get it. It could be the middle of next week, which would be October 7th, 8th, or 9th.
And that would throw off the scheduling that occurs on October 1st through 6th.
Right. And this month, there was a ton of activities that I,
Unless I can come up, John, and use your big copier and throw them off, run them off. We can do it that way.
I
Well,
mean,
that's an option.
Okay,
I mean, it could be black and white. It doesn't have to be in blue.
okay, well,
Right.
that's fine too.
Yeah, anything that's, we're talking
Okay.
about saving some money.
Sure.
The other thought coming out of the world of print, I still like to see things printed, but if we were to provide a link or a place where someone could download this from the website for those that have that ability, and maybe, I hate to
Well,
say
our
mail them.
newsletter, everything goes on the website. John, I send it over to John at IT. He
Yeah.
puts it on the website, the newsletter.
Okay, but I understand the newsletter, would we be able to put the PDF on the website that someone could download and print at home, or for some may be able to fill it as a fillable PDF?
I think didn't John say that he was going to do that, Missy? I can't remember where,
Yeah, I
John,
think, John, did you mention something about you can even do a survey? Collect the information through one of those monkey surveys?
Yeah, we could do a free, just an online, like a MailChimp or SurveyMonkey form, right? Just on the website, it'll collect the data and just send it to Denise. Not even a fillable PDF, which is sometimes troublesome for people.
Yes, it is. Okay.
Yeah, I
I mean,
can do
another
that.
option could be that we just hold off and do this in November and have it returned to us the end of November. And then we can get the 2-page on there, or we can, gives us time to figure out how we want to do it. And just not have it in at all this month and put it in next month.
well, next month it would give us more problems because we're not using LPI, next month we'll be using LPI, and that's when we lose the page. This month, we can do the 2 pages. Next month, no, because we're going to be printing ourselves. So we can get it in, and then around the Thanksgiving and the holidays, people forget about filling things out. I think you're better off that if, I come up and use the big copying machine so it can go faster in making copies.
But if John's okay with that, I'd like to have it in this month. I just don't
Yeah,
wanna
because,
spend a bunch of money.
as the holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas, people are not thinking about it.
So we can
I
do that,
think it's
John?
better to get it in this month.
So you can do that? We can print it upstairs? You can
Yeah.
print it up?
Yep, we can do that.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, so I guess
Now,
we're,
Mimi, did you send this in Word or a PDF file?
I'm
So,
not,
or can you edit it, Denise, so that like Lunch and Learn is is on the second column?
I could send you another one because I reformat, I noticed that when I went to print it out from my phone, and I changed the lines a little bit, so I have one I can send to you, John.
Okay, that'll be good.
One that
send
should
it to
work.
me, Mimi, so I can print it with my newsletter.
I will send it to both of you.
Okay, thanks.
And then my other question from the other meeting, do we want to have a title for this? Or just start off our new community/senior center? We want to,
We had the
Identify-
butterfly and the butterfly took up too much room, so we took that off. We can just put like survey or something, or,
Yeah, I'm very flexible to whatever title works at the top personally.
yeah. Let me send that out while I'm thinking of it.
So do we want to name it something like a community/senior center surveys questionnaire?
Sure.
Whatever you want to do, guys. That's fine.
What about if you just said senior activity survey? Because I'm not excluding the community center, of course it is that, but these are senior focused programs and they're limited and we're asking for sign up. So I think it might get really confusing
Yeah.
if we open it up to everybody
we-
as far as who's signing up for what and, you know.
I think that's
Wouldn't it be
about,
better to just do survey? Because if they see survey, hey, I'll take it. And then they read the starting paragraph and they know what it's about.
Right.
Just use the word survey.
Simple.
I'll put that in and make sure my spacing is right, and then I'll send it to you and John.
Okay,
Later today or tomorrow.
sure.
Make myself a note so I don't forget.
all right, so I guess we're trying to do it informally, but I don't think we need to make a motion, but we're just agreeing to include this in the upcoming October pivotal, basically as presented with a couple of editing adjustments by Councilor Thoreau.
Correct.
Okay. All right. I guess moving forward, I know that Missy, you mentioned last meeting that there was going to be a meeting between with Parks and Rec, the library, and Senior and Human Services.
Yep.
And because I know a lot of these programs overlap.
Right. So, right, as far as an update goes, Craig and Mary and I did meet
Okay.
a week ago. We had our initial meeting. We did specifically discuss the overlap of programs. So we are going to continue to work hard. And we talked about some of the difficulty, and again, without getting into specifics and a lot of detail, some of the challenges are the library can offer, the library has the Friends of the Library that does a lot of fundraisers, but the library doesn't charge for certain programs, where in order for Parks and Rec or senior services, they have to break even or, bring in enough money to cover. So there's a lot of different dynamics, but we did talk about that. At this point, we talked about a big part of our conversation was Mary and Craig and I all talking strategically about how are we going to utilize the opening of the new center to really present as a cohesive, so that certainly we're all still in charge of our specific areas, if you will, but really and truly so it's not as segregated, right? Because that's what we've all talked about going forward with it being a community center and really inviting in some of the younger seniors and all different age gaps and family structures or whatnot. So we really talked about some strategies and things we're going to all work on together so that whatever we really can collaborate on, we're going to try to collaborate on and really present as certainly during the day, it is the seniors space to utilize. So I don't want to take that away. And I'm not saying it's not senior space, but it's not about it being just senior center specific or just the Parks and Rec time, because I think a little of the disjointed spaces historically, which is what we're rectifying here on campus, led to some of that thought process. So we're going to work hard to see if we can kind of change that and take a cohesive approach that as a community center and as town staff and departments in general, we're providing and offering these different programs. So that was a big part of our conversation. At this point, we left it, Craig and Rita over in Parks and Rec are going to work on a master schedule for us right now, because they're currently the department that oversees the My Rec program where the scheduling is done for the room spaces. So they're going to make a master schedule for all of us to sit down, and they're going to kind of fill in what are ongoing programs that we know we're going to keep in what rooms. And then we're going to sit down with the new layout and sort of expand that Excel spreadsheet into all the different spaces that we will have so that we can tentatively take a visual look at what will be available. And that way we can start to plug in. And once we plug in, then it gives us a better idea of what we will need for staffing and equipment and things like that. So we all sort of also talked about some of the, things that IT had talked to us about. They're collaborating and working hard to make sure that the new center has equipment that we can all utilize, that would, work for all of us, that it's easiest, it would pipe in, we all have access to it. So we're going to meet again, but that is the meeting we had. That was sort of the direction it went in with the conversations. We did identify a few different things for a plethora of reasons. And it really is irrelevant at this point why we have duplication of programs, but going forward, how do we sort of bring it back to a more community-based feeling? So maybe it's the same program offered by all three of our departments 2 or 3 times a week in different time slots. So it might be offered during the day and it might be offered in the evening, but it's not necessarily senior center during the day and community or parks and rec in the evening, so much as it is our departments in general. And as a town, we as town staff are offering this program several times a week to fit everybody's needs, if that makes sense. That's sort of what we're working hard on.
I think that's a good update. Missy, just one specific question, and
Sure.
This has been a conversation about a program that Councilor Thoreau and I have had on the side a few times. Rocky Hill is a very diverse town.
Yes.
Both ethnically, religiously, but we don't have any program that allows different communities to educate others on their particular religion or ethnicity.
Right.
And I know COVID will put a big damper on this, but if you do an event and you incorporate it with different foods,
yep,
you're going to see people willing to attend and learn.
Yes, we did talk about that further. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's a topic of conversation that we've all sort of had. And I know that Denise did have a program just about 9 months ago or so, maybe coming up on a year ago. And Makesh's group there, I know his wife and some of the other lovely ladies came in showing us the different regions of India and their different dress and the different foods with music. So I know that that is something that we had begun to talk about last year before COVID, and trying to extend on, things that in our community, specifically to our community cultures, religions. But certainly we're hoping, Alan, with Mimi's suggestion, which was, I think, a really good one, with the special talents. And if we start to get some names and some interest, our thought was that we could reach out. I know that there are a couple, the Cultural Center over in Weathersfield, I've placed a call to, trying to see what they have to offer, if we get speakers to come in there. But there does seem to be some interest. I know right now with COVID, we're having a hard time getting the call back because food and people coming in with everything. But this too shall pass. And even if we have to offer it via Zoom or, background cultural. I did attend one last year as well as a training on Arab and Muslim religions and cultures and misconceptions and microaggressions and things that we can share. And I've pulled some of that paperwork out. So I agree with you. It's needed, but we are as a staff definitely aware of that and trying to pull together pertinent information that we can provide to help educate and enlighten the community as well.
Excellent.
Yep.
Any other questions? No. Do we have anything under other?
No,
Nope.
no other.
Okay, then I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.